This is the first harmonized project in the Queenstown district to be walking distance from the MRT. Is this worth looking at your time? The Penrith layouts and brochure was just out, and I want to walk through it with you because you might be wondering whether this is worth your time. Hi, I'm Sarah X Miracle, and I focus on family-centric decisions in real estate to serve not just the transactions, but to make sure that the real estate serves the purpose and the vision for your family, not just for this generation, but for generations to come. Now, today we have a very interesting analysis of the Penrith because it is in my old neighborhood. I used to be in Dawson. Yes, I was one of those who had a really lucky ballot number. I was halfway through to get a Dawson BTO at the Dawson Sky Terrace. And if you stay there, you might be wondering whether it is worth it to upgrade from your Queenstown, Dover, Clementi, Jurong into this beautiful Penrith new launch. I'm going to be analyzing floor plans with you later on in the video, so stay with me. But I want to introduce a framework called PMFX for you to decide whether or not this launch is worth your time and, more importantly, your money. Framework. P stands for price. P means we look at the price past, present, and future to see whether or not this particular land sale and the cost of land, as well as performance of previous launches in the same area, have actually achieved a certain baseline, and for our future land sales that are nearby, to then make sure that we can project a projected profit from our current estimated launch price. M is for mass appeal. Is there a broad attractiveness of this development? For example, its facilities, its location, proximity to schools, MRTs, amenities. This will enhance its appeal and assure you of a deeper sense of security when you're buying into a new launch. F and X stand for future supply and exit strategy. Now, why is that important? Because if there is limited supply in this area, that means that we likely will be able to command a premium for our property. And exit strategy means that do we have in mind our future buyer? Because let's be real, no home is forever, because our seasons change, our family change, location needs change, children go to different schools, we may need to host aged parents next time in our house. So this house may serve you for a season, but we always want to keep in mind that we do have a safe exit strategy in the future. Now, without further ado, let's look at the Penrith itself based on this framework. Now, let's look at past projects based on the pricing framework. Looking at District 3, we have performed very well with Commonwealth Towers and Margaret View, showing profits of 24 to 34%. Now, this is astounding, right? And Sterling residents, we're talking about a 40% increase or so, with a harmonized resale average hitting at about 2,600 PSF. Now, why did we talk about harmonized resale average? Which is that efficiency of our current project is going to be roughly 8 to 10%. And so when we look at the benchmark PSFs of other older non-harmonized projects, we do add an 8 to 10% premium on top of that. And that's how we get hitting about 2,600 PSF for that Sterling residences. So generally, you can be assured that our current resale is already 2003 to 2006 PSFs on a harmonized rate for this district, which means that our entry prices at an estimator of 2006 to 2009 is only a 10% premium to be paying for a new launch with better layout, more efficiency, and still be walking distance to the MRT. Now look at the quantum that we're talking about. A compact 3-bedroom is estimated to start from about 1.96 million. While that is just slightly above the resale benchmark, it's super consistent with the premium expected for a brand new project compared to one that was TOP a few years ago. Whereas our current resale comparables, when our unit is going to TOP in 2029, those comparables are going to be 12 years old, almost hitting the 15-year mark when you talk about the 10 to 15-year cycle, when most people start to think, I don't want to stay in a condo that's more than 10 or more than 15 years, because there will be deterioration to the property as well as the units by that time already. Furthermore, there's also going to be a future GLS site at Keppel area, and this is going to set a new city-fringe benchmark in terms of pricing. And one more thing is that there's a neighboring site, which is Bloomsbury, and that's going to be priced very defensively by the developer to protect our existing buyers and therefore have a very strong price hold and protection for our buyers at the Penrith. Given that there's a very strong price support floor from the resale as well as future land prices, we can be assured that the 26 to 29 launching price for the Penrith is a very attractive one. Now, compelling details of the neighborhood itself, I'm sure you may know if you are a Queenstown fan like I was. Just to give you some highlights about why this location is so beautiful, apart from just the price, we want to detract a bit. We have Dempsey just around the corner, right? You're literally just 5 minutes down to Tanglin and Orchard, and then there's already Botanic Gardens in front of you, so that's really for your lifestyle and for your recreation. On the other side, you have Margaret Drive, hawker center that's really serving the existing BTOs, so that's really nice and new. Of course, Queenstown MRT notwithstanding. And when you go down towards this way, towards the harbourfront side, down Alexandra Road, you have Mapletree Business City, you have Queensway Shopping Centre, you have IKEA. Oh, IKEA, I love IKEA. And then of course, you will eventually go down to Sentosa. So this part is so central because we're in between the Orchard area as well as the Pasir Panjang Mapletree district, and you just go further down and you're into the CBD already through Alexandra or through Havelock Road, right? You go down straight down Havelock Road, right, all the way, you're already at the CBD. This location is so prime. When I stayed at Dawson, I was so spoiled because literally I remember driving home from Takashimaya and 6 minutes I was home via Chatsworth, right? You cut back at the back of Chatsworth. So it's more central than you think. This location is really unheard of. And for this pricing, given the resale support and your future, guys, you really have to look into this. So I'm going to show you the brochure from the developer. Like, look at the concentration of schools, amenities, and all of that nearby. So many shopping centers, so many markets all around the area, and you're just behind the Jervois, GCB, Good Cars Bungalow area, and your nice botanic gardens over there. Orchard is just over here. And if you go down this way, down Havelock, Ganges, Havelock, you're already at the heart of the city with Robertson Quay, Clarke Quay, all of that, the Central, and then Outram. Seriously, Queenstown, I love this location. I would love to stay there again. I shared all these neighborhood things actually leading up to show you that the mass appeal of this project is going to be super high because of our amenities and location, not to mention Queenstown MRT that is just walking distance away. So mass appeal is assured 100%. Now let's talk about exit strategy and future supply, right? Okay, as you can see, this is surrounded by very strong HDB upgrader pool because like myself, we are looking at 4-room flats that are already almost $1 million, just 4-room flats, right? Not to mention even the 5-room flats that are going beyond. We're talking about 1.4, 1.5 even. I'm not surprised it will hit $1.6 million for the BTO flats that are going at Dawson. So with the strong upgrader pool just immediately surrounding, not only do you have this, you also have the Dover, Clementi site. All of these upgraders will be looking to become more central and in a private property that will really hold their asset and their net worth, not just like a HDB. And so if you are a HDB person watching this, please, I would love to share with you the life cycle of HDB and why is it that the HDB cannot be considered as something that will add to your net worth because of government policy. No more SERS, right, SERS projects. You're going to face lease decay in a way that does not apply to condominiums and private projects because we still have the en bloc scheme that will protect our 99-year leasehold private properties. Condo upgraders notwithstanding, we also do have potential downgraders who may be in the vicinity around your GCBs, around the Holland Bukit Timah area, who still want to stay in a very central place, that also want the convenience to be near town and also near their children, which likely go to schools nearby, because you can see there are a lot of schools nearby and we're just a stone's throw away out Farrer Road that way towards Bukit Timah. Whether or not they stay Bukit Timah, Holland, I'm talking about the landed around this area, you still also have not just upgraders, but downgrader potential as well. In conclusion, the pricing, the exit strategy, the mass appeal, and our future exit is so well assured because there is going to be very limited supply in this area compared to some of the other developments where you can see lots and lots of land plots going around. For example, at Holland Link, you have 6 to 9 plots. All have not been decided. Turf City, a lot of competition are going to be going on. But here, we don't have that much competition going on. We're one of the last few plots already in Queenstown. And Queenstown as a location we've talked about is so good. So for the affordability of something that's almost CCR, city-fringe, we're almost into Orchard. This is a super, super good location that cannot even be compared to, for example, for Ori, Toa Payoh, which was already launching at 2006. Even 2007, some of the units are on sale right now. So for something that's so close to Orchard, so close to Central, with so much amenities, the pricing here is really something to be looking at. Now, I just want to close off with some of my favorite layouts because we don't have time for the whole video to be talking about so many things. But I just want to share with you my favorite layouts and why you must be considering upgrading from the HDB side into this if you are thinking about looking into your HDB into private move. Now, the 4-bedroom is so efficient. It's a 1238 square feet, but it is a harmonized project, which means that we don't pay for aircon ledges, and the developer has to be very careful on how they use the balconies. So look at this 4-bedroom. It's a landscape living that we all love, that we've seen in some of the other projects. And there's a Jack and Jill for 2 of the common bedrooms that you normally only find in the 5-bedroom. So let's just compare Sky. This Jack and Jill format is only available in our 5-bedroom premium, not in the 4-bedroom. Right? And then we still have a Jack and Jill for the 4th bedroom that becomes your junior master ensuite. So everyone technically has ensuite access. That is so nice. No other launch project in this area or even at Sky at Holland has this layout. Our master bathroom also has a walk-in wardrobe, and then you still have nice enough space for your shower, right? And I would say that it doesn't have a double vanity like you would see in most of the projects. The 4-bedrooms don't have, but honestly, that's a luxury. And if you wanted to redo your toilet, you can go ahead and do that yourself. But in terms of the space of the master bedroom, the space is very generous. The aircon is just not counted. And what's more, we still have a dedicated yard with a room for your potential helper to stay in, a yard toilet, as well as a kitchen that's enclosed. So you have an enclosed kitchen that is very important for all of us having Asian cooking. Other than the 4-bedroom premium, which I feel is one of the best layouts so far for 4-bedroom in the market that I've seen, I also think that the 3-bedroom premium is a very, very nice and efficient layout, because you can see master bedroom is very generously sized, tuck-away kitchen, and you have dining area that can sit 6. So what I like is that this dining area, you can actually convert it to either be lengthwise or horizontal, depending on what you like. And our living rooms are very squarish. So it's a more squarish feel than those long feels that you get in some of the older launches that were happening in like the 4 at Bukit Timah, where you have very narrow 2.6, 2.8. This is going to be much wider than that. And at 1066, I would say this is very respectable for a 3-bedroom that still has a helper room, which you can, I mean, it's a storeroom, but you can use as a helper room, and the yard toilet. So you see, if you compare to a HDB flat will only have 2 toilets. And your helper has to share that toilet. But most of us, we really want to have that separation and give the helper a space. So the 3-bedroom premium really affords that. Our kitchen is tucked away, and we still have very, very nice sized rooms. So overall, high efficiency. And then let's just touch a little bit onto our 2-bedroom premium, which is a dumbbell format. Okay, now our dumbbell format is pretty standard nowadays because everyone is having, you know, also a secondary ensuite on the right side where there's a Jack and Jill for the bath on this side. Our balcony is, to me, it's a little bit big. Could be smaller. I think they could use a smaller kitchen, a smaller balcony, but I like that the kitchen is tucked away on the right, and there's a small little storage area over here in your DB box that is kind of like in the walkway. So at least you're kind of like using that walkway space to store stuff. It's not just purely wasted. So I think that this dumbbell format is not too bad. Of course, if you want to look into a 2-bedroom with only 1 bath, there are also such ones available where the kitchen is not tucked away. So if you want something with a tuck away kitchen, you might want to look at the 2-bedroom premium instead of the 2-bedroom alone. So lots more, and if you want the full layout, you want the full brochure, please give me a call. I would give you my WhatsApp, my number's over here. You can also scan this code, and I'll be super happy to walk you through in greater detail why the Penrith is one of those new launches in Queenstown that you cannot miss. So summary, again, reasons why Penrith is to look at. Number 1, amazing mass appeal in terms of amenities, location, and MRT access. Number 2, pricing makes sense in terms of past, future, and the present launch of 26 to 29. Number 4, we're talking about exit strategy is very secure because of the upgrader pool, and future supply is low, assuring us of being able to maintain a premium for our unit, given the high efficiency of our layout compared to our competitors that have a lot of bay window units and odd shaped. I think you know I'm talking about Commonwealth Towers and Queen's Peak. So please have a look at this project. You cannot miss. Thank you so much for watching. I make videos like this every single week about new launches, about landed, about your upgrading journey. And I also share my own upgrading journey that you can watch as well at this link up here. I would love to connect with you. Give me a call and I'll be happy to chat more.